Here are my 7 non-negotiables that completely changed my dating life when I started to implement them. Number 1, consistency. I grew up in a household where my father was incredibly inconsistent, and thus I had terrible abandonment issues and a lot of anxiety I had to work through. So now a non-negotiable for me is consistency. The person I go to bed to is the person I want to fucking wake up to. When I see mixed signals, hot and cold, words not matching actions, if it's somebody that I've been dating for a while and this is new, I will have a conversation with them and talk about it. And if it's somebody that is relatively new off the bat, I am out there. I am out before I can even fucking say goodbye. Number 2, reciprocity. I don't play the games. This bullshit of playing hard to get and not texting this and not texting that and being scared about saying what you want. No. If somebody likes me, you can show that to me in your actions, and you can show, and I will step up and reciprocate that back to you. I want a tennis match. When I throw the ball, you throw it back to me. None of this shit any other way. 3, open communication and dialogue. Communication in a relationship is literally number 1. So if I feel like I can't express myself, it's not a safe space for me to tell somebody how I'm feeling. Obviously, if it's after a first date, you have to know when and where an appropriate time is, but there should be an open communication and dialogue. The healthiest relationship I've ever been in had the most communication I have ever been required to in a relationship, and that is the only way we're able to move through our shit. Number 4, handle your fucking emotions. Be an adult. I am not here to be your mother, to be your therapist, or to be your friend. I can call you out on your bullshit if you do something in the moment, but above that, if you can't even handle your emotions, why would I want to be out with somebody that acts like a child, especially towards me or towards other people? If I can handle my emotions, learn how to fucking handle yours. 5, you accept me for who I am and vice versa. Way too often I get, well, how can I change them? And how can I deal with this? And what do I have to do? No, at the end of the day, when you meet somebody, you take them for face value. Who they show you they are is who the fuck they are. Stop trying to change them. Stop trying to project onto them. And I will not allow anybody to do that with me. You accept me for who I am when you meet me, or you don't get any further into my life with any other version of me that you want me to be. 6, how they make me feel is a lot more important than how I feel about them. Matthew Hussey talks about this all the time, and it is something that changed my dating world. I don't go out and looking and say, oh, but I felt so much for him about this, because a lot of the times that could be your anxiety, and it could be a lot of triggers, and that could be just a really great facade that they've put on. But what's more important is, how do I feel around this person versus how do I feel about them? And last but not least, growth-minded is a must. I am in therapy. I am calling myself out of my shit. I have incredible self-awareness, and I have done the inner child and healing work, and I am not here to be your fucking therapist. Have somebody that you talk to, have a support system, and be doing the work that you need to do so you don't project your past shit onto me.
Hi, pretty ladies, pretty women, pretty girls. Welcome back to Pretty Girl Rich Era. Today, we're diving into a super important topic, non-negotiables when dating. Whether you're just getting back out there or you've been navigating the dating world for a while, having clear standards is key to protecting your peace and attracting what you truly deserve. Let's get into it.
It's time to get serious about dating, and you need a non-negotiable list. I keep seeing them all over the place, but nobody's explaining how to create one. I'm a licensed therapist and I'm married, so who better to help you than me? I want you to separate your list into 4 sections: physical, spiritual, career/finance, and social. Obviously, this doesn't cover everything we need to know to find our person. Physical, first, I need you to write down your perfect person. In a perfect world, if you had a magic wand, who do you want and what does he look like, or she? Put it there. I don't care. This is your opportunity to be shallow. Take advantage. I won't give it to you again. Next, list everything that's important to you spiritual wise. Like, are they the same religion as you? Are they a Christian? Are they Catholic? Are they charging crystals at the full moon? And this needs to be your non-negotiable. When you're building your person, you need to also think about what you would like their social life to look like. Last section of your list is social. And this one is so important because I see so many people breaking up over differences in social batteries. If you are an extrovert and you want to be on the scene and you're a socialite and you're networking and you're excited about that, that can sometimes cause problems in a relationship with an introvert because they may want to come sometimes, but they also would like for you to probably stay in with them more. And that just isn't what charges your social battery. Or maybe you're somebody that likes to have your girl time or your guy time separate from your partner, but your partner is somebody who doesn't prefer that and would prefer to hang out with you in all of their free time. You need to know these these things. We still have questions on family. We still have questions on past relationships. We still have a lot of questions, and I'm going to be creating more videos of questions just for you to ask. But this gives you a good foundation and a good place to start so that you can start to understand and identify red flags way sooner. Let me know if you want me to build you a list, because I followed mine to the T, and I just celebrated my 5-year wedding anniversary.
I'm going to share with you guys some of the dating non-negotiables that I had when I was dating. They're pretty strict, but I mean, I was not going to waver because I had a good life without a man, and I was not about to have another life with a man that's worse. Close girlfriends where they say I love you to each other. Go to hell. I do not subscribe to this American bullshit. I'm Middle Eastern. Why are you guys saying I love you to each other, and why are you guys talking all the time? Like, what does this woman have to give you, and what do you have to give to this woman? It's not for me. Expecting me to provide and bear children. Again, you can go to hell. I'm not even explaining that one. Calling me out of my name. If you are going to disrespect me early on, then I can only imagine what you're going to do as time goes on, and I'm not about to stick around to find out. Me having to repeat a boundary several times. Either you're not a fast learner or you're stupid. Either way, you're not for me. Alcoholics that hide themselves as people who like to have fun. Are you drinking to have fun, or are you drinking and having fun? Because I don't need an alcoholic. This is very specific, but the men who played a sport and never went pro, for whatever reason, like, these humans can never get over it, and they're always like, it's their personality. Speaking of personalities, the tortured artist whose like trauma is their personality, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to do this whole like, oh, you're so complex, and like, go to hell. The only complex person is going to be me. Men who make comments about other women's choice of clothing, their bodies, or anything in regards to women's business. Because why are you in it? Men who've repeatedly dated a specific type of woman, and I'm not that type of woman. I don't know if that shit is not going well for you, and now you're trying to break the mold, but I'm not about to be the one that you're going to break the mold with. And lastly, men who are obsessed with their male friends. I do not have time to stick around and figure out whether or not you're actually an undercover homosexual. Like, I'm so sorry.
I'm not putting up with it. I'm not dealing with it. These are my non-negotiables when I am dating. Number one, if you cannot have consistent communication, how are you supposed to get to know me? We just met each other. We are allowing each other time and access to one another so you can get to know me, I can get to know you. Well, if you are constantly inconsistent, that ain't never gonna happen, right? Right. Move on. Number two, it is a non-negotiable for me to deal with a man who is not intentional. If you don't know that you are in search of your wife, you're out here just having fun. And that's okay, but that ain't for me. The moment that I hear a man say, let's just go with the vibe, let's just see what the flow is, I flow my ass right on up out of there, because you will not waste my time, sir. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey, okay? And number three, reciprocity. Reciprocity. If I'm giving you time, you give me time. If I'm planning a date, you plan a date. If I'm showing effort, you show effort. You get what I'm going? If I allow you access to certain parts of my life, you allow me access to certain parts of your life. What I will not do during the dating phase is give someone far more than they give me. They will get used to that, and that will be the foundation of your relationship if it even makes it to that point. Listen, those are my top 3 non-negotiables while dating. Should I make a part 2? Leave it in the comments.
Here is my rapid fire list of non-negotiables when it comes to dating, because if you do not have non-negotiables in dating, you will absolutely end up in the wrong relationship and end up settling for less than you deserve. These are the same non-negotiable lists that I used to meet and attract my fiance, and now we're getting married next summer. Starting off hot with number 1. Only date people who are intentional in their dating. If you are looking for long-term partnership, whether that leads to marriage or not, I know not everybody's looking to get married, but if you are looking to date long-term and find a partner who is also looking for that, please do not waste your time with people who are just looking for casual, or people who don't know, or people who are just going with the flow. That is exactly how you spend your time in a situationship and are not closer to the thing you want. Number 2, do not accept a first date at someone's house, because that is not a date. That is a hangout, and we are only dating because we are dating with a purpose. Any man who suggests you coming to their house for a first date, I don't care if they're a chef, I don't care if they own a restaurant, I don't care if they have a 3-story whatever in their apartment, you were not accepting that date if you were looking for a long-term partnership, because that's exactly how you start off in hookup culture versus relationship. Number 3, we love an emotionally stable king. So any man who has not gone to therapy, is not currently in therapy, or is not open to the idea of therapy, we do not give the time of day. We want emotionally stable men who understand how to communicate, who understand their emotions, who understand healthy communication, and men who are not open to any of this or have not done any of the above, you're usually going to have issues with. Also, the men who have gone to therapy or are in therapy, all of the above, are the men who are going to provide you that safe space to communicate your emotions, communicate how you feel, are not going to yell at you and say, oh, you're acting crazy when you're having a bad day. Men who have done the work and understand how to regulate their emotions are the men who are going to create the safe space for you in that relationship. I forgot where I left off. I think number 4. I feel like people think this is underrated, but someone who understands what love languages are. People don't realize this is so important in relationships because you have a way that you like to receive love and give love, and a future partner has a way that they like to give love and receive love. And somebody who understands this is only going to help you have a better relationship together. This is a big one, and more specifically for me because I'm in the service industry, but how someone treats service industry workers, servers, bartenders, busboys, how they treat them in public is gonna tell you everything you need to know. If they are rude, talk down to, any of the above to service industry workers, that is a giant red flag and you need to run immediately. Anyone who is conservative, out. I know we're in 2024, but if they didn't support LGBTQ, women's rights, Black Lives Matter, any of the above, out. Anyone who refused to use the word date, didn't give them the time of day. Anyone who refused to pick up the phone for a phone call or do a video date, done. I feel like this is a huge one. Someone who created a safe space so that I could be the vulnerable me, my authentic self, that I didn't feel like I had to put up a wall or a facade to like be myself around them. I know this last one might not seem like a big deal, but any man who said that they didn't like cats, immediate red flag. Besides the fact that I did have a cat at the time my fiance and I were dating, people who don't like cats mean you don't understand consent. Because remember, with cats, you have to earn their trust. So if you don't like cats, why don't you like cats? We all know dogs, you don't really have to earn their time or energy. Cats, you do. And anybody who said, I don't like cats, I don't like you.
All right, ladies, here are 5 traits that you are definitely going to want in your husband. Number 1, the ability to lead. You're going to want to be married to a man who knows how to make good decisions, how to act under pressure, and knows how to properly steer you and your children down the right path. If he's a true leader, he's also going to understand that he has a responsibility not just to himself, but to the people that he's leading. So he's going to be careful in his actions and his behaviors because he understands that his role is bigger than just him. Number 2, and I cannot emphasize this one enough, emotional intelligence. How well he communicates his thoughts and his feelings, how quickly he takes accountability for his actions, how natural it is for him to console you when you're hurt or upset. All of these are signs of his emotional intelligence, and it is so, so, so important. Number 3 is an oldie but goodie that I talk about all the time if you watch my videos, consistency. Consistency is very simple. You don't want a man who's disciplined and ambitious and goal-oriented one month and then the complete opposite of those things the next month. You want him to be consistent, not only as an individual, but consistent in how he is in the relationship. Number 4, stability. Are they financially stable? Do they have a stable personal life? How's their career? Do they have career goals and trajectories for their future? All of these are questions you need to be asking yourself. You may really like this person, but if you're serious about marriage and finding a husband, you need to ask yourself, what is your life really going to look like with this person? Are they going to bring you peace and prosperity, or are they going to add chaos to your life? And last but not least, number 5, integrity. One of the most important ones of all. You are going to want to be married to a man of integrity. I cannot stress that enough. A man who is trustworthy, a man who is dependable, a man who is a man of his word. There is nothing sexier than a man that does exactly what the hell he says he's going to do. Now remember, not everyone is perfect, and just like your relationship is going to be a work in progress, people can be works in progress too. But with a strong foundation, you're definitely going to be setting your relationship and your marriage off to a great start.
I have been told many times throughout my life that I have really high standards when it comes to dating. That is true. These are my 5 non-negotiables when it comes to dating. I can't believe I haven't done this sooner. You are over the age of 17 and you're paragraph texting someone back and forth arguing with them. That is the most asinine, futile thing you can do. Because can you name me a time where that has gone well, where you found resolution? No. No conversation of like a serious caliber should be done over text, no matter what it is. Just pick up the phone, like an adult. Second thing is both people have to maintain a pretty high level of independence. When you both have your own lives and you both would be completely fine if you were single, but you're choosing to be with that person just because you really want to be around them that badly, that is a great relationship. When you're together all the time or you're constantly updating each other all the time, when you do see each other, there's nothing to miss. There's nothing to update each other on. It kind of kills the mystery and the exclusivity of getting to see the other person and spend time with them. It's not special anymore. The third thing is neither of you can get lazy ever. Till the day you die, like even if you choose to marry this person, like they're now your husband or your wife, I think you should still always kind of have it in your head that you're going to treat them like your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You should never stop dating. You should always go on dates with each other. You should always continue to do nice things for each other. And once you get it in your head that you already have them and so you don't need to put any more work in, that is when a relationship will really, really start going to hell. The fourth thing is you do not tell each other what you can or can't do, what you can or can't wear, who you can or can't see. If you've expressed to the other person that something that they're doing is making you upset or uncomfortable, if you guys have, come up with a compromise or some kind of resolution, still continuing, then you need to reevaluate the relationship. 5, you two have to get along with each other's friends and family. You would be 10 times happier in a relationship where you guys have mutual friends really like each other, you guys gel really well, families both gel really well. It will bring you so much more peace and happiness, I think, with someone that maybe you like less versus someone that you like more that doesn't get along with anyone in your life. Just out of another thing that I think is really important, you guys have to want the same lifestyle. You could really, really love someone as a human being, but when you find out that where you see yourself in 5-10 years is diametrically opposite to where they see themselves, trying to force each other to grow in the same direction is going to be very stressful. It's like if you both want to be stay-at-home parents, probably not going to work. Hope this was helpful. Good luck.
3 non-negotiables that you should have on your non-negotiable dating list. Now, the first thing should be consistency, especially if you're somebody with an anxious attachment. See, because if you have an anxious attachment, you tend to overthink a lot. Like, think about the last time your partner did not text you back. I'm sure you started creating a whole bunch of stories in your head, started thinking they were mad at you, gonna leave you, up to no good, and all the anxiety and tension you felt probably led to you trying to call them. And I know if they did not pick up that call, that you blew them up with more text or more phone calls. And I'm sure when you finally saw them, this caused an argument. Because your partner's probably avoidant, they shut down or dismissed you. And because you have an anxious attachment, I also know that you have a high need for certainty. So anytime patterns change in your relationship, even though it's not, it feels like an attack against certainty, which makes you feel unsafe. Oh, and by the way, a reason why you have a huge need for certainty is because you fear abandonment. So anytime there's distance between you and your partner, or patterns change, or you're not in constant communication with them, you feel like you're in the process of being abandoned, whether it's real or not. And so if you have an anxious attachment, the first non-negotiable you need is consistency. Get yourself a consistent partner, or tell your current partner how important it is to you. The second non-negotiable you need to have on your dating list is communication. We just went over how when you don't have constant communication, it triggers that core wound around abandonment. And whenever that core wound gets triggered, your anxious attachment flares up, causing you to criticize, get needy, cling to your partner, seek excessive reassurance, or cause arguments. 3, the final non-negotiable for you should be verbal validation. So you need a lot of words of affirmation, reassurance, and validation. Because on top of having that fear of abandonment, you also internally feel like you're not good enough. And because of that, mixed with your fear of abandonment, you constantly think you're in the process of being left. So some verbal reassurance would do a lot of good. Now hold on now. Even though these are non-negotiables on your dating list, you still need to work on becoming more securely attached.
I'm going to share with you girlies the worksheet that I used that helped me figure out exactly what I was looking for in a relationship so I would stop dating the wrong guys, and then I met my boyfriend. Okay, here it is. It is essentially figuring out your non-negotiables, and I talk about that a lot because it completely changed the way that I dated. I always thought I knew what I wanted, but I didn't. Like in all my past relationships, I always went for guys who I thought I clicked with, who has like a nice personality, who is funny, who is cute, and I would always emotionally invest before I really figured out if we were a good match. Then I'd get myself stuck in that relationship, ignoring my needs, ignoring red flags, and trying to convince myself that it's gonna work out. After my last relationship, this worksheet helped me figure out the bare bones of what I needed in a long-term relationship and a future husband. It laid the foundation for how I approach dating because they made it so simple. Any guy who did not meet my basic needs of what I required in a relationship, I would not waste my time getting to know him, regardless if he had a great personality or if he was cute or whatever. Because ultimately, compatibility comes down to your values. And if they don't align, it's not going to work. And this is my list of non-negotiables.
Now, that was a lot, but I want you to sit and think about what each and every creator said and come up with your own list. It's okay to use some of what you've heard here. And here's my little tidbit. Don't compromise on core values. If someone doesn't align with your morals or long term vision, that's a no. Let it go. Don't even try to make it work. Don't try to compromise. Don't try to see it from their perspective. It's an automatic no, and that's okay. Consistency over potential. Pay attention to actions, not promises. Potential won't keep you happy. Potential won't get you anywhere. Potential will definitely have you bitter and just ruminating on what you've been through when you really don't even have to put yourself through that. Emotional availability is a must. You're not here to raise or fix someone. If they can't communicate or connect emotionally, it's a red flag. You have nothing to do with that. You're not trying to fix anything that you didn't break. Respect your boundaries. If they push or disregard your boundaries, they're not for you. And lastly, you don't have to earn love. You are enough as you are. Real love won't feel like a constant test. You don't have to prove that you're down, you this down B, and you're the ride or die. No, this is not Bonnie and Clyde. We are not robbing banks, and I am not finna prove a thing to you. Matter of fact, you need to be proving to me why you deserve my energy and my attention and my life force. So, at the end of the day, non-negotiables aren't about being picky. They're about protecting your peace and standing on what you truly deserve. If you're ready to level up in your self-love and dating standards, make sure you check out my 30-day glow up journal to help you get clear on what you want and raise your standards. The link is in the description. See you in the next video, and remember, your glow up starts within.